O champions of the encounter, O lords of light, Trey Parker, I invite you to bring America into a new mindset. 2020 is a disaster. We need to refocus and rebrand our future. It is our potential. It is our destiny. I'm here to talk to you guys about my place in this season of South Park. I'm here to rebrand and repitch. I understand we have 100 days until Christmas. And for some of you, you feel that that's not enough time to develop and produce a toy. I understand this. And so I'm here to talk about a collaboration work between Trey Parker and Hatch. Thematically speaking, we could anticipate that the Green Wolf robot toy is the very first production line from Hatch's industry. So if Hatch is to take the Green Wolf robot toy and adopt it as his production line first piece that he will be releasing through his company, it alleviates the strain for us to worry about 100 days development time not being enough to prepare for Christmas. But I dare say we could potentially produce like a plushie of the Green Wolf robot toy, which would prepare for something else that I'm doing, all right? So I hope that alleviates some pressure. If with the right amount of passion, it is possible to get that toy to people on time. But I understand this severe depression, the anxiety, the shit bee. It's pretty intense, you guys. It is. But for us to be the gentlemen, the champions of America, is to show people the resolve to change the encounter, to change the atmosphere, to increase the mood. Did you hear that little frog jumping into the splosh? All right. So I want to talk about my character set. Millie the Outlaw and the Halloween Twins, the Alicorn Stallion robot, and the Green Wolf robot. It is a complete story. And it's a story about engaging with people, changing the mood, and in fact, performing the guided meditation, leading people towards defeating the climate crisis and increasing the goodness of our future. Yes. So I'm talking about taking the Green Wolf robot toy and perfecting it in the visual animated feature of South Park. Additionally, I want to increase my thematic storyline with Hatch in the Water Wheel Mill. And I want to introduce the story that Hatch is in fact developing a TV network streaming service, and that these picture-in-picture screens are actually rendering a developing dreamlike streaming service series and etc. So I'm talking about a partnership between Trey and Hatch that results in Hatch being able to convert over into his own company and have a startup streaming service and then develop the Green Wolf robot toy so that people can eventually actually own and operate it using the touch screen. I think it's perfect. I think it's a great innovation. I want to talk a little bit about real estate. I've been looking around on LoopNet industrial buildings. To get a decent sized building for a startup such as my own, it's like $40 million or something outrageous like that. What I love about this sort of dilapidated style building is it's like 1.5 million, right? But then the entire background, it's like the perfect setting for the adventure of a fledgling company. And it's basically the story of Hatch's company. It begins like, oh, well, we really need this like cafeteria and like a coffee shop, and then people just fall in love with it. Even if, even if like parts of the building I haven't been able to afford to renovate it and open it up, it's still the perfect landscape. And it doesn't stop there, because over here there's a more dilapidated area of the brick building, and what I'm thinking about doing is building a new like metal roof, just cover the whole thing with a metal roof, and then building in like around the really broken, antiquated brick area some really nice, state of the art studio, office area, apartments, etc. Okay, so that, you know, all on the riptide of feasibility and about my income, like where I'm making money. So that's why I really like this idea. Because I don't want to just build a new building. All right, I want to be able to move into it and be filming it and talking about how this is all developing, and then to like refit and build something over there, and that's, you know, growing, and but we're also rehauling, cleaning up this area, and this is like would become active, and I would have like an animation department and app development department, and video game, PlayStation 5 game development area, and it's all like thematic. And so I'm talking about a different type of company, and this would be activated, in a year or so when we've got the pandemic under control, right? And we've got some sort of working solution. But until then, the best thing for me would be to work with you guys in South Park. And so what I'm saying is like to increase the story side and to push the production of the Green Wolf robot toy back, in the schedule, and make that sort of my fledgling offering to the gaming world. That will be something that I'll take control of it later when I get into my building. But I want to increase my story here and talk about Hatch as someone who's developing inside of South Park his own streaming service. And I think that this is genius because it really is the perfect introduction for Hatch. And like I say, I'm sort of a wild character from the East Coast, splashing around. And the power, the resource of this area, I plan to have a sort of studio costume and hair and makeup, and I want to turn myself into a living idol, and having like custom leather jackets with my brand logo on the back. And every morning I wake up and get hair and makeup done, and then as I'm just walking around my studio space, it's like I'm printing my own money. It's because people are, there's a camera crew that sort of does dailies and follows me around, and I go and I work in a studio area where we're shooting a take, and it's some a mixture of things. We're developing shows, Also, there's a virtual reality department where we're developing our own worlds and then performing inside of them. And so I want to advance my brand and explain myself as a sort of like superhero, a sort of idol American hero. And so I want to increase this character as like an American hero. And the meditation begins from inside the lotus that I prepared from South Park. It was for America, for us to parent the mood of America. Well, there's so much unrest and the dialogue is becoming quite stupid. We need to give people a new hope. We need to give them a new creature fixation. We need to give them a hero. Produce Hatch. And of course, there will be place for Trey Parker and friends when I will develop studio flats and you guys will be invited. I'd like to do a contract with Trey Parker for 5 movies as part of our professional agreement, you know. All my life, I've been waiting for this chance to be produced, Trey. It means so much to me. In the light of this universe and the hope of this boy, I've been waiting for this chance to be produced my whole life. For us to change the mood. It is a battle against depression and anxiety. It is a fight for the spirit of mankind. Let's make a cyberpunk South Park season where the characters get really excited about virtual reality, which means we can change the entire picture and challenge the animators to visualize a new and exciting emotional landscape. And thereby, through producing Hatch and arriving to the future, a new streaming service that's talking about intellectual think tank studies and a challenging new type of streaming service with a completely different atmosphere, because all my stuff is about mood and meditation and progressive thinking and taking hold of the reins of the world, taking control of the climate, changing the economy, exciting things and relevant to our day. So I don't treat my audience like a consumer. I encourage them and I say, hey, these kids got it. These kids are way smarter than they were in the past. These kids know what's up. And we need to give them the right equipment. We need to prepare them for the brighter day. The future belongs to them. You know, it's a family values style meditation. And so what I'm saying is like, I'm asking Trey to help me. We totally could maybe rush order like a Green Wolf robot plush toy, and it could even have like you squeeze it and it makes a sound, and you can have some sort of interaction with it where you have the experience that you saw on the cartoon, and that might help for Trey to feel like, well, yeah, we want to help you with your company, your expenses, getting yourself positioned into your streaming service. But what I want to suggest is that my narrative in this season of South Park would be my introduction about basically what I'd be doing in my company. And it would be the perfect sort of familiarity, because then like everyone I'm talking to already knows exactly what I'm on about, and whether they're volunteering or they're there to if I'm outsourcing some talent and they're working from home in the country, they already know who I am, what I'm about, and what I'm building over here in Collins Mill. And that this is my target of the perfect building that I'd like to move into. It's not a guarantee that I will be able to do this, but I can see how it's affordable, and it's sort of the perfect incline for me. Um, so once again, it's about me turning myself into an American Idol, but I need such resources like hair and makeup every morning, and I need like custom equipment so that it's basically like a costume. But then I go into a set and I'm working on a certain mood or a dialogue, and I'm working with a couple interesting people. For the hope of America, for the future, let's be constructive and let's make this season of South Park the best ever. Hatch is a lot of energy, and working with Trey Parker is a dream come true. Please, I'm so ready for my company to awaken. I truly have something different to say, but it can be entirely introduced through South Park. I just need to increase my character in the South Park series. And so we can do the story about the Green Wolf Robot awakening, but then there'd be another dialogue tree about Hatch building a streaming service and talking as a professional, and that would be a writing challenge for Trey Parker. It's about doing something new to challenge the day. It's about comprehending the horrors of 2020 and saying, you guys, we can create a new idea here. And literally, Hatch is working on himself as an idol to be a hero. The Stallions of Light, we need to believe in our boys. We need to produce and push forward the talent of America. And that's really the intelligence. So I'm asking you guys to come together over this season of South Park, support Trey Parker, make the hire, and let's do something progressive and challenging. When we challenge ourselves, the audience can feel that energy. When we're doing something as progressive, the audience can feel that energy. What's there to laugh about in 2020? Everyone is limping. It's a we need to fight back. We need to be men who are willing to fight for our society. And I believe that's the true spark of what we're building here and what's between Hatch and Trey. Or Americans encountering the universe. It's intense and it is awesome. And like fire is shooting out of my mouth. It's this intensity, you guys. And we have to be that and show people a new arena and bring them into a delightful tea party. And we see the characters in South Park, and Eric Hartman is bringing the laughter during a difficult time. Thank you, my friends. I look forward to working with you all. Trey Parker, make the call. Make the hire. Shroom. Is perfect is complete. It is good.